for our main event of the evening. The problem child, Jake Paul. Nathan Diaz.
Night, the internet nearly exploded. The long-awaited crossover fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul finally happened, and it wasn't the thriller fans spent months hyping up. Under the bright DAZN lights, with the world watching, the YouTuber turned boxer shocked everyone again by walking away with a majority decision win. And what we saw wasn't a chess match. It was a size mismatch. Let's go round by round, because this fight exposed exactly what happens when a natural cruiserweight steps in with a lightweight legend. From the opening...
Fight is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
Bell, it was obvious Jake Paul looked huge next to Tank. The size difference wasn't subtle. It was unavoidable. Jake's jab instantly became a wall.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts here?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe
it.
about it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell yeah. You got to give Jake Paul his flowers. Mike Tyson, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz.
Jake Paul is a disruptor, and he's done a phenomenal job at that. You get big and famous enough to where they will just hand you the title shot and completely throw out the ranking system.
If Jake Paul was to do that, I think that'd be the greatest sports accomplishment in history. Going from a Disney Channel kid to a YouTuber to becoming...
Keeping Tank stuck outside with no chance to get comfortable. Tank tried slipping low, looking for those signature angles, but Jake shut every door. This was everything analysts warned about. Even Terrence Crawford called it out. Fighting someone that much bigger isn't just dangerous, it's physics. And physics doesn't care about resumes. Tank's movement was sharp early, but every attempt to close the gap ended with Jake snap.
Happened with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. You know, if it's scripted, then it's gonna be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted. Like,
but none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm gonna fucking throw the match? You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Had to choose someone to win that fight. Who do you think wins?
Honestly, I think Jake by youth.
Really?
Yeah.
That jab right back in his face. Round 2, Tank tried to swing momentum his way. He came out firing combinations, trying to see what Jake could handle. But give Jake credit. He stayed composed. The jab, the body shots, the sheer mass behind his punches, they slowed Tank down round by round. And Tank calling Jake a clown before the fight? He's probably regretting that now. Jake was walking through Tank's punch.
Jake, what do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're going to mix into, I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough?
Yeah, would you ever do
a
a fight like that?
I feel as though in my career, I can't do that right now.
Like they were nothing. And there's a reason Jake walks around near 200 pounds. Tank, even fully hydrated, barely hits 145. Every time Jake landed, Tank felt it. Every time Tank landed, Jake marched forward. Exactly like fans expected. By round 4, Tank's pace started slipping.
Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but
Jake has better
Paul.
boxing.
now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean,
Gervonta
it's
is
just,
fucking sick.
I mean, yeah. No, but dude,
Did you
Jake,
ever watch his highlights?
Jake can
He's
crack,
nasty,
man.
bro.
He's so sick. I love that guy, bro.
And suddenly Mike Perry's comments started hitting home. Perry said Tank was falling out of love with boxing, and tonight, he looked like it. Tank fought like a man doing a job, not fighting for greatness. Meanwhile, Jake did exactly what a naturally bigger man should.
Is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Rhodes performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Use every ounce of that size advantage. Tank never hit the canvas, but the punishment was showing. Jake's confidence grew with every second. Honestly, he walked into the ring confident already. Round 7 finally gave Tank a spark. He slipped Jake's jab and landed some clean left.
I'm fighting Gervonta Davis on Netflix.
Let's go.
People think that he could actually beat me, and people think he could outbox me, and he's so powerful and this and that. That's what makes it a good fight. November 14th, Netflix.
Hands over the top. Sharp shots. But when your opponent grins at you after getting hit, that's when you know your power didn't translate to the new weight. Jake started stalking him. No more feeling out. No more distance work. Just pressure. He walked Tank down through combinations and kept him on the back foot. Tank looked like he was trying to survive, not win. Guess all that sparring with Shocker Stevenson really paid off for Jake. Every big shot Jake landed shook the ropes and sent the crowd into chaos. And once again, Dana White was proven right. Jake should only be fighting guys
Opponent to replicate something that obviously, you know, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis. How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, you know, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
his own size, because when he doesn't, it stops being competitive. By round 8, Tank looked exhausted, his face marked up, his eyes distant, and Tim Bradley's prediction from earlier echoed through the arena. Tank's mentally checked out tonight. Watching him in there, Bradley wasn't wrong. In the end, the fight unfolded exactly the way the skeptics predicted, more spectacle than sport. Jake Paul walked away with the biggest win of his entire career, and Gervonta Davis walked away with a brutal reality check.